Welcome, my fellow horror enthusiasts, to a place where the air grows cold and shadows dance with the unknown. Welcome to our channel, where we dive into the darkest and most mysterious tales that send shivers down your spine. Tonight, we submerge ourselves in the unsettling depths of an abandoned aquarium, a place where the silence screams louder than any ocean storm. Three spine-chilling stories of unexplained noises, of whispers that echo through empty halls and splashes that defy all logic. Make sure to turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and prepare to be terrified. The abyss awaits. Our journey into the heart of aquatic horror begins with a solitary security guard, Jake, tasked with guarding the desolate halls of the abandoned Seaview Aquarium. Imagine the oppressive silence of countless empty tanks, the only sound the distant hum of flickering fluorescent lights overhead. Jake, hardened by years of graveyard shifts, felt a chill creep up his spine as he began his rounds. The air, thick with the smell of salt and decay, felt heavy, almost tangible. As he made his way through the dimly lit corridors past towering tanks that once held magnificent creatures, he began to hear it. A faint whispering. It started subtly, a mere rustling in the shadows, like the whispers of the tide retreating from the shore. But as Jake ventured deeper into the belly of the abandoned aquarium, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to emanate from the darkest corners. The abandoned gift shop with its dusty shelves, the echoing emptiness of the shark tunnel, now nothing more than a concrete tomb. A shiver ran down Jake's spine, prickling his skin like the icy touch of a phantom. He strained his ears, his heart pounding against his ribs like a captive beast. The whispers seemed to be everywhere and nowhere all at once, swirling around him like a ghostly current. He shone his flashlight into the darkness, the beam cutting through the gloom, but there was nothing there. Just the endless rows of empty tanks, their glass eyes staring back at him, reflecting the fear that gnawed at his insides. He pressed on, his unease growing with every step. The whispering intensified, morphing into barely audible murmurs, slithering around him, toying with his sanity. Jake, a man who had never feared the dark, found himself dreading what lurked just beyond the reach of his flashlight beam. He stopped by the gigantic central tank, the one that had once housed the aquarium's star attraction, a magnificent great white shark named Goliath. The tank stood empty now, a monument to a forgotten wonder, its glass walls reflecting the distorted images of Jake and the surrounding darkness. The whispering reached a fever pitch, seeming to press in on him, suffocating him with its unseen presence. Jake swore he could feel icy breath on the back of his neck, the ghostly caress of something not of this world. Turning swiftly, he swung his flashlight around, but there was nothing but the empty tank and the oppressive darkness. His heart hammered in his chest, a frantic drumbeat against the silence of the deserted aquarium. He thought of the stories, the local legends whispered around campfires, tales of the aquarium being haunted by the spirits of the sea, creatures angered by their confinement, seeking revenge on the living. Jake left the Seaview Aquarium that morning a changed man, never to return. But the whispers remain, a chilling reminder that some places hold secrets best left undisturbed. Our next tale of aquatic terror plunges us into the heart of a dare gone wrong, a chilling reminder that some depths are not meant to be explored. A group of teenagers fueled by bravado and horror movies decided to explore the abandoned Seaview Aquarium, a place whispered to be cursed by locals. There was Sarah, the self-proclaimed skeptic, her bravado masking a growing unease. Ben, the jock, trying to impress Sarah with his feigned fearlessness. And Emily, the quiet one, her intuition screaming at her to turn back, to run while she still could. They snuck through a broken fence, the rusted metal groaning in protest, a metallic shriek that echoed through the stillness of the night. Armed with only their cell phone flashlights, they ventured into the belly of the beast, the air thick with the stench of mildew and decay. They wandered through the echoing halls, their laughter bouncing off the walls, their bravado slowly fading with each step they took deeper into the heart of the deserted aquarium. They reached the shark tunnel, its once majestic acrylic arch now scratched and murky, the darkness within seeming to pulsate with an unseen energy. Ben, in a misguided attempt to impress Sarah, suggested they venture inside, his voice echoing unnaturally in the confined space. Emily, her senses tingling with dread, pleaded with them to reconsider, but her pleas were met with dismissive laughter. They entered the tunnel, their small lights doing little to penetrate the oppressive darkness. The air grew heavy, harder to breathe, as if an unseen weight had settled upon their chests. And then they heard it. A splash. A distinct heavy splash, as if something large had just breached the surface of water. But the tank that had once housed the monstrous Goliath, was empty. Their blood ran cold. They froze. Their lights trained on the empty tank, their hearts pounding in their ears. "It's probably just the wind or something," Ben said, his voice trembling slightly, betraying his earlier bravado. But even as he spoke, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone. Something was watching them. They continued to stare at the tank, their eyes wide with a mixture of fear and fascination. And then they saw them, faint shapes, shimmering forms moving gracefully through the empty tank. Spectral sharks, their ghostly forms gliding effortlessly through the non-existent water. The phantom splash, a chilling reminder that some places hold secrets best left undisturbed, and some depths are not meant for the living to explore. Chapter 3. The Haunting Echo. Our final descent into the abyss of audio terror takes us back to the abandoned Seaview Aquarium, where a group of paranormal investigators seek answers but find something far more sinister. The team, led by the experienced and skeptical Dr. Emily Carter, arrived at the deserted aquarium armed with an arsenal of high-tech equipment. Joining Dr. Carter were Mark, the tech expert, Jessica, the sensitive, and David, the documentarian. As they unloaded their equipment, the setting sun cast long, eerie shadows across the crumbling facade of the aquarium. The air, thick with the smell of stagnant water and decay, crackled with an unseen energy. They set up their base camp in the main viewing area, now a tomb of shattered glass and silent echoes. The giant tank that had once held Goliath, the magnificent great white, loomed over them. Dr. Carter outlined the plan. They would split into two teams to investigate the most active areas, the shark tunnel and the abandoned laboratory. Night descended, enveloping the aquarium in an oppressive darkness. The team ventured into the labyrinthine corridors, their flashlights revealing glimpses of a forgotten world. Mark and Jessica headed towards the shark tunnel, their every step echoing in the oppressive silence. The air grew heavy, the temperature dropping noticeably as they entered the tunnel. "Did you hear that?" Jessica whispered. Mark, his eyes glued to the EMF reader, shook his head. The device remained eerily silent. They continued down the tunnel, their flashlights casting dancing shadows on the curved walls. And then they heard it again, a faint whisper, barely audible. This time Mark heard it too. He stopped, his blood turning to ice. The whispering grew louder, morphing into a chorus of disembodied voices. Mark fumbled with his EVP recorder, his hands shaking. Jessica, her eyes wide with fear, reached out to touch his arm. And then it happened. Their own voices echoed back at them, but distorted, twisted, filled with an insidious malice. The voices seemed to be everywhere, surrounding them, mocking them. They stumbled back, their flashlight beams slashing wildly in the darkness. They fled the tunnel, the haunting echoes of their own voices ringing in their ears. The haunting echoes of that night served as a chilling reminder that some places are best left undisturbed. The depths of darkness hold many secrets, many tales whispered on the currents of fear. We've surfaced from the abyss of the abandoned Seaview Aquarium, but its horrors linger, echoing in the silence. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these terrifying tales, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling stories. The abyss hungers, and we'll be back to feed it soon. Until next time, my fellow horror enthusiasts, stay safe and stay scared. Share your own scary experiences in the comments below. What lurks in the shadows of your mind? Let us know if you dare.